this, I'm not trying to limit my audience, but this is to black people or any ethnic people, period. I kind of figured out something. Like, before World War II, the Jews had schools. They had different organizations where they teach their kids from youth, and they had a lot of them. And Hitler, he kind of read into what they were doing. He knew they were building a community within to actually become larger, and they probably would have become a province of themselves. But Hitler caught on to what they were doing and stopped them. And think about America. What is happening? Blacks, like in the 60s and 70s, had organizations, and every time an organization came up, the government or the feds stopped it, put all kind of stuff in the communities, built roads to deter people from going through certain areas and actually stopping those opportunities. When blacks tried to create schools for black people and learn about black people, they didn't want that because they called it segregation and reverse racism. Martin Luther King was not a bad person or anything, but blacks needed to learn about blacks to become an actual community or to be actually part of this country. And we probably could have had this country by now. But instead we integrated. We put music out about peace, peace, peace. And we didn't realize that we were giving in and going to their side, but nobody was going to our side. So we integrated the schools and everybody got along. Only reason people get along when it's not the right time is because a certain level of ignorance is shared. So all we don't know about many black people. Like, people don't even know about the train, the straps that hold the carts together was made by a black man. People were getting their arms ripped off. That's how stupid it was. Not saying white people don't have any importance, because, you know, I'm part white, part black, part Bahamian, part native. It doesn't matter what I am, though, because this is not for me. I already know this. Here. Until we entered, Malcolm X them wanted to teach black people, and you see how much strife they had received and why they stopped everything black from happening. Here it is. Until we introduce something to logic, not emotion, we will continue to be dismissed. When they feel they need us, they will treasure us. Anyone with desires for building self. Our emotions are their pleasures. As an exploited people, we must fight against the egos of them. For until the ego is gone, we will continue to be their muse. Think about it. If they feel like they just want us, they're going to use us for whatever time, for a moment, for their pleasure. And who are they? I'm not going to segregate they as just white people or the mass, because sometimes they is black people too. And that's the sad part about it. We have to learn our past in order to get to our right future. Until we do that, we will still be owned by the system, the mentality of those who feel inferior, even black people who feel inferior. We will be owned by those mentalities, because you got to think. The common black person go into a neighborhood. Say it's a white neighborhood. They go into Walmart. The white people there will look, and the black person's own insecurities, inferiority of their self will say, oh, these white people think I'm trying to rob them. Or they'll be like, oh, we feel like people looking at us funny. Maybe people admire us sometimes. I could be wrong, but we got to stop appealing to people's emotions. We got to start applying things that can be logical, that's going to be needed for change, for us to actually be accepted as thinking people. Stuff like the Trayvon Martin case and all these other cases in Florida, because yes, I'm in Florida. It's sad, and it keeps on happening. It's like people are trying to show that we mean nothing. And then up north, people having knockout games. All that's doing is proving to them that we are a virus to society. And it's not those who do the wrong that's going to get affected by their wrong, but it's those who are doing good, because that's how it always works. Whoever fits the description will be afflicted. And I'm not gonna lie, my light skin makes people smile for some reason. They don't realize they don't realize that the people who are most mixed hate themselves. And I have gone through issues of not liking my skin color, always standing in the sun, not liking my features, not thinking I was black enough, thinking there's no such thing as being black enough. You have to be smart enough in this life to make it somewhere and leave a legacy and a footprint on the mentalities of those who are going to live. So until you realize that today is part of a past that will make a history, we will continue to be a virus, whites, blacks, the masses, inferior or the superior. We will be a virus to our own societies that we create because we are creating chaos. And I know this is kind of desultory, it's off and on, but what you expect? I'm schizophrenic. My mind don't stay on the same thoughts. But people, especially black people, we need to apply our skills to thoughts, not just music or entertainment that lasts for a second. That's an era. But something like logic, science, math, even English, sometimes religion, but a lot of times religion is so watered down, people are not really religious speakers anymore. They're inspirational speakers. They talk about God only to make you feel good about what you think about God. Or they'll give you advice that you can only use for your own ego to build up. Like a man might say, your yoke must be equally burdened. What does that mean? Your yoke should not be what you have or who you are at this moment. Your yoke should be your dreams. You should have the same dreams or similar dreams to the person you're with. Not the same life, because life, just before it became down, it was up. And before it's up, it goes down. You can only go so high until you reach another ground. And you can only go so low until you see the sky, until you desire to want more. You should both desire higher things or more things. So, and it's like we think we're hearing from God. How can one think you're hearing from God? Think about it. God doesn't have to communicate. God communicates with nature, not words or sounds. We learn a lot from just looking around, a lot. And there's information in everything. So I know this is kind of off the way I'm saying this. And honestly, I don't even like this video. But if you like it, leave a comment or whatever. Thank you.